So, hi everyone. I am here with Lynadria Ware. She is the founder of Mixgetränk and a global cocktail brand expert. Lynn, thank you so much for coming on to talk with me today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. It's so exciting to do this.
Yeah, so I think we talked a little bit about this, and it's a passion project for me and something that's really close to my heart because I want to talk to the people that are around me that are just doing great things. And, we all have a story to tell. And so I am just interested in having my friends tell their stories and just giving you guys the praise that I feel for you. I really have been inspired and I admire a lot of what you guys are doing. And so that's why I have you here.
Oh, thanks you. I think this project is awesome. Like one of the two things I live by, and I noticed that you posted gratitude, and that's like one of my main drivers. So growth and contribution is so important to me. So you being able to see what people are doing, and then by putting this together is contributing and actually put it into others. So I'm glad that you're doing it.
Yeah, you do talk about gratitude and gratefulness a lot. And so I feel like just reading about a lot of the things that you post and the things that you say, I can really see that being exuded from you and all the things that you do in your life. Well, the things that I see. So let's talk a little bit about Mixgetränk.
Okay.
You started that in 2020, correct?
Right. So it started, the idea was kind of birthed the weekend of Memorial Day weekend. So, like during COVID, all the restaurants have been shut down. But so for me, like I am such a restaurant person. Like I worked in restaurants when I was working myself through college. Like I worked at Glory Days for many years. And I just enjoy the restaurant experience. So for me, it was really important to still like support the restaurant industry. I have a lot of friends that are bartenders or just like work at restaurants. So one of my favorite places to go to, Capo, is a speakeasy actually. And so the storefront is a sandwich spot and they have drinks and stuff. So they started the Pouchy. And so I went and got like 3 different ones. And I was like, oh, I can recreate this. So I just like ordered bags on Amazon and made a batch Memorial Day weekend and just drove it around to friends. And everyone's like, oh my God, it's so good. You need to sell these. So that's kind of how it started.
Yeah. And I know in general that you have always been the type of person to just be really creative, because even before this, you had a dinner a month, I think it was, that you would do.
Yeah, the foodie series. Yep.
Yeah, that was so awesome. I remember I did attend one with you, and because you would put it on Eventbrite, at that particular one, there were like 2 people that we didn't know. They just joined, but it was so much fun. We had a good time.
I wonder who's going to be showing up to dinner.
No, it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed just getting to know you. That's what it was about. We just came and we talked. Like we even found out about what those 2 guys were doing in town, and that type of thing. So it was always about that. Like that's what I know of you. Like you like people. And you've always been out and about. And, I remember dancing with you at the MC Hammer concert. You got on stage and I kept hearing someone calling my name. And I looked up and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Lynn.
I live for those type of experiences. Like I've always got to be like VIP and trying to get on stage. And so,
yeah, and everybody. That's the thing. So many people. So... that's also what I wanted to talk to, the events that you were having over 2020 for Mixgetränk. And, I know we were all just very uncertain about what was going to happen. And like you were saying, you still wanted to be able to support restaurants and that type of thing. So can you talk a little bit about some of the events that you did have?
Sure. So so when I started, it's funny, the first week I started, I had all my pickup locations in one day. But then I kind of noticed that wasn't going to work because people were, running late. I was running late. So I was like, I'm going to split up the days. So I realized that a lot of people who were going to order for me like lived in the like Jaspers area or like frequented Jaspers. So Jaspers became one of the Friday pickup spot. So when it started in June, it was just like, one or two people in the parking lot. And then each week it started to grow and grow. I'm like, oh, this is like parking lot pimping. Mm-hmm. Fridays became parking lot pimping Fridays. And then it just kind of grew and grew. So I would notice that people were ordering food and while they were drinking, just hanging out drinking. So I was like, oh, I have a friend who has a food truck. It'll be so dope if she had her, we could combine it because we're eating and drinking. So then from parking lot pimping, that kind of grew into the pull-up pop-out. And I just noticed that people just wanted it was summer, people wanted to be outside, they wanted to see each other. So we had the first pull-up pop-out, and I did not expect like that many people. We both of us were like overwhelmed. We're like, oh my God, I need help. Like, and it was just like, I sold out of drinks like within like an hour and a half. She sold out of food, like the line was so long, but it was like, we just really didn't expect that many people that time around. And then I reached out to Tommy Collins from District Events, and he had reposted it, and his reach on social media is crazy. And I'm like, well, any business who needs to promote, they definitely need to hit him up. So yeah, that was our summer thing, pull up, pop out. And we'll do it like, we did it 2 weeks in a row and then like every other week. Cause I didn't want it to become stale. And we kind of just did that the whole summer.
Well, I know you're talking about how the lines were long and, you just had the amount of people that you didn't expect. But I heard really great things about it and everyone was so happy to be there and to support. And the good thing too is that as you started doing it more, then you were able to have even more people come out with their things, with their T-shirts and whatever else that they had to sell, kind of like a pop-up pull-out for vendors, like a full event. Yeah. And, we were outside, so we were safe. We were social distancing and all of that. But then you also started having a DJ. And it was just a good time.
Yeah.
It brought back a sense of normalcy for such an uncertain time, and at that point, a lot of people were outside just taking advantage of the good weather and working out and doing as much as they could to be out and not cooped up. Like we were tired.
Everyone was dying to get out. Yeah.
Yeah. So talk a bit more about some of the folks that you did partner with. Like I started writing down and I was like, these are too many for me to even. You did a lot of partnering and a lot of collabs. Talk about, let's say your favorite three. Okay.
Well, I'll just say that I think one of the keys to marketing is co-promotion. And it's even kind of like, I kind of see it kind of like the Master P way of marketing, just always get your name out there. So co-promotion is a great tool. Like if you have someone who's doing great things, like just find a way to collaborate with them. So I would say my top three were, and I don't know if people really know, but my very first, and it was actually a sponsorship. It was like getting a corporate sponsor, was Poyet from No More Decimates. So we had a promotion where basically I made a drink that was kind of modeled after her business. It was called Wipe Me Down. So kind of like the cleaning theme. Yeah. And so she paid a portion to have those drinks develop. And then for every drink I sold that week, I put her sticker on the back of it to, try to get her business out there. So that was like the very first collaboration, in which I've also done other things with Poyet, like for the Good Vibes dinner parties. So that's hopefully a long-lasting partnership. I know it will be.
Yeah.
And then Sani was with the food truck, and then also bringing back her Sunday dinner experience. And then even with working with Sani, I've been like meeting other people, like because she has the collab space at Tastemakers. So there was another food person who wanted to kind of offer my drinks for their Sunday dinners as well. And then who else have I partnered with?
You had Foodie Babe.
Oh, yes. Oh, that is a great story too. Because it's just like, when you try to figure out a collaboration, you just really have to, work with somebody who's ready, who's, professional and just like really ready to do this. So actually, she was the second person I reached out to. So and I'm always just thinking of ideas. I knew that the seasons was changing. It was going to be cold outside. So I wanted to offer warm drinks. So I had a spiked cider and I was like, oh, it'd be so good if I could offer the apple donuts with it. So I reached out to one person. They're like, oh, I'll get back to you in a week. Never heard from them. I hit her up and within 3 days, she already had packaging and already had samples ready for me. And of course, they're delicious.
Yeah.
So it's just and that's what makes a good partnership. If you can tell that somebody's motivated to get their name out, to work with you, to produce a good product, that's a key to success for collaboration.
And let's just make it clear, your 9 to 5, your degree is not in marketing.
No, it's not.
And you are so creative. Every time you come up with something, I'm like, here she goes again. Another creative idea. And you spoke about the packaging. And I know in the beginning, like you said, you had the pouches and you had a regular sticker. But as you have progressed on, you've been able to do more custom type of packaging like this.
Yes, and the spotlight.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yes. And so I've noticed that this is sometimes it's just a gift, something that you see and you just gift it to someone. And for instance, we partnered together for a bonfire and it was just, it was just an outing that we were doing. But when I spoke to you, you said to me, I just love to share my drinks with everybody. And so, whatever you need, I'll help you out. And I've never heard anyone talk about a drink like that, And so I just feel like you put all of that passion into a lot of things that you do. And you could tell that you want to get it right and you want it to be great. You want it to be an experience. And that's what this has been.
Thank you for that. And I do. And it's just so weird because I'm like, oh, I just want to share. I wish I could just give samples of everything. So, and another great thing about the parking lot is that it kind of turned into my testers, because honestly, I have not released a drink that didn't pass approval from the parking lot. And it's so important to me to people like the taste of the drink. And I'm always experimenting, buying different ingredients, different liqueurs, different syrups. So just getting the taste right is very, very important to me. And then also with the customization, what I learned early on was that when someone sees their name on a bottle, they light up. It's personalized for me. Yeah. So and I haven't even posted all the customizations I've done, but that has been a major part of my business too, is that I have a lot of sorority sisters and stuff that will have social distancing events. So they want little cute bottles or, happy birthday, happy 40th. So I've been able to, even my coworker, Brittany, and she was my very first large order. She did it was called BYOB, BYOP, bring your own picnic. And she was my first large custom order. It was 40 bags or bottles at the time. And for the holidays, they had a Ramsey family vacation. So she ordered another 20 and it had all cute sayings for their family get together. So yeah, it's really been another avenue that people really enjoy.
I did see the pictures from the BYOP.
Yeah.
And it looks so much fun. I don't think I had an impromptu picnic. It was in the back of a truck.
Well, I mean, that's what people had to do this summer. It was the, summer of picnics and outdoors. So.
Yeah. And so you were talking about some of the customizations, but what you also tied into your marketing and to your customizations are the trending topics that we see on social media. You are excellent with that. And you're like right on time. So for instance, over the winter, you did a versus, and you had that was Snowman versus Coquito. Is that what it was?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we were able to do a poll and see which one the parking lot thought was better. and
that was fun.
It was a lot of fun. And what are some of the other ones you had? I know you had, I have the Entangled, and that was from the Will Smith interview. Yes.
I got a lot of my inspiration from like hip hop songs or movies, and like the versus battles, because that was big too. Because actually Snowman was from the Jeezy battle. So
right.
Yeah. There's another one, First Class. So this is actually inspired from the 2 Chainz, because 2 Chainz has a song called, people probably don't even know, that was probably when he was called Titty Boy or something.
Titty Boy.
But yeah, he has a song called First Class. So yeah, that is the other thing that really catches people is the names. And my mind just goes all types of places. And so sometimes I'm worried about, am I going to offend somebody with a name I'm using? But luckily I have not done so that I know of. But with that, staying on top of the trends, when WAP first came out, I didn't like jump on it right away. And then one of my girls was like, Lynn, are you okay? Are you sick? I noticed that I didn't see anything about WAP. And I was like, yeah, right. So then and within an hour, I was like, okay, I'll have, it was kind of like the Cardi versus Megan. So I had 2 WAPs. So it was a white rum and pineapple was the blue one. And then the whiskey and peach, which is seriously the longest running. I cannot take it off the menu. Like that is the number one drink is the
yeah. You'll have a huge outcry if you ever get that one. So what are the drinks that are going to be staples on the menu?
I definitely WAP. Let's see, because I feel like some things I get tired of making, like the Entangled, because it's like muddled strawberries and lemons, and it takes a while. But that is one of the top ones too. So I definitely think the WAP Last Dragon, which this is actually what I'm drinking now. This is like a dragon fruit mango margarita.
Delicious.
Yeah. What else is gonna definitely stay? First Class. This is like my top vodka drink. So this will stay. I mean, I think it's like, because when I was pumping out names like almost every week. So I'd have like so many that I wish I can offer every week, but my house is already like looking like a warehouse.
Well, so that's what I was going to ask. All of this happens in your house. But
but I've been looking, I'm probably going to expand to doing like a co-op space, like at Tastemakers. Or I have another, one of my sorority sisters is a caterer and she also has space. Because I need to expand. So.
Yeah, because then you also have merchandise.
Yes.
And yes, you have hoodies and t-shirts.
Right.
I have a couple of your hoodies. I have one called His Hoodie, and again, there we go with the trending topics. But yeah, and listen, I have never been a sneaker and hoodie type of person, but that's all I've been wearing, like workout gear and whatnot. I barely wear anything. And so your hoodie is one of 2 that I have, and I love it. It's like so soft on the inside.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I think Cozy said that it was a hug. It's a hug.
Yeah. So it's funny with my name. I had a few friends who didn't get my name. They were like, it doesn't make sense to me. Why are you picking a German name? But for me, it really came to me in my sleep. I wanted something that I feel like would stand, that's different, that's like a conversation starter, and something that I can actually use for merchandise. Because if I did like Lynn's Libations, nobody wants a shirt that says Lynn's like cocktails. Like, who's gonna wear that? But with Mixgetränk, it's like that's why I feel like the push to go global. And why I even chose German was that 2 Thanksgivings ago, I went to Berlin. And I think automatically people think of Germany a certain way, think of like Hitler and racism, but they have such a unique story like we do. And I also found that story when I went to Ireland about like people's struggle and just trying to overcome. And then just the way Berlin is now today, I just felt so free. And I was like, I'll just love to like live here or just like spend the summer in Berlin. And it was like an inspiration to me. So that's why I just really wanted to use this name. And also with that, my day job is a German company. So I wanted to start learning German. Mm-hmm. Haven't got that much better at it, but so that was kind of the inspiration from the name. And I just thought it's so many things. And I think people can see the vision now. And that was my only conviction I had when I first started with getting advice from friends. And I was like, no, I'm not changing the name. I really believe in this name. And it's like Mixy, got mixed, like mix and get drinking. It's like so many cute things you can derive from the name that I think people like those who didn't believe in it, like actually now see the vision of where I wanted to go. So.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was a real word or not. I thought it was kind of maybe a play on, like you said, mix and get drink, that type of thing. So I wasn't sure how to pronounce it. I would say mixed drink because it kind of, it could kind of look like that. But I love that it came to you in a dream. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. So we're going to make this dream come true. So where are other places that your inspiration for drinks have come from?
Well, like you said, I used to have the foodie series where I, just go to different restaurants. And so my thing for my drinks is that, there are tons of like people that do these type of drinks. I want it to be more than just, mixing Hennessy with juice. And it's like, I wanted to have drink profiles and flavor profiles. And I get so excited when people can actually taste like, oh, is that rosemary? Oh, is that elderflower? And it's like, yes, Yeah. So my drink inspiration comes from like restaurants I've been to in different countries, in DC, and this is something else I've learned about the liquor industry. So there's this one drink that I fell in love with when I was in Iceland, and it uses monkey shoulder whiskey, and it has a liqueur named Amaro. So my liquor stores by my house and in DC, I looked everywhere for this liqueur and I could not find it. And I found it in Tyson's Corner. So to me, it's like, wow, I didn't know that different liquor stores source different liqueurs based on where you like. And of course, Tyson's Corner is like a higher like market area. And it just wasn't offered in my liquor store. And I was like, wow, that's a whole nother level of like learning the liquor business. Right. So a lot of my drinks are for my travels or things that I've experienced myself. And the key is that when you go to a restaurant, it's going to be like a 4-ounce drink. So my magic is like having that drink a core ingredient and then trying to put it in the 16-ounce bottle so I could resell.
Yeah.
So a challenge.
But and your drinks are like price point wise, you get more for your dollar. I
really want people to feel they're getting their money's worth, and so I hope they are. And I really do use good ingredients, and like my and some drinks come from my friends. So like one of my tequila drinks is I call it an upgraded Paloma. So my best friend, I'll call them both my best friends, but my best friend Melody, her husband, he makes this Paloma, which had Grand Marnier and Aperol in it. And normally a Paloma is just grapefruit and tequila. So I'm like, oh, it's the 3 best friends. So those 3 together made like an upgraded Paloma. So like it's Grand Marnier and their Palomas.
Well, I'm not too familiar with the Paloma, but it sounds refreshing.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's my recent favorite is called Punch Drunk Love. So it's a pomegranate Paloma. So
well, before we wrap it up, I just wanted to share this quick story with you. All of this kind of came to me. And it was the Friday before Christmas when we were parking lot pimping. And it was like 30 or so degrees outside. And there was a group of us out there. And I'm looking around kind of shocked, like, we are in a parking lot in 30 degrees, just hanging out, listening to music, chilling. And I was like, but we're here because Lynn put this experience together. You put it together, you brought us all together. And I remember that day we kind of went around and talked about things that we're grateful for. And it was just a really good way for me to end, my socializing, I guess, for 2020. Because I did share with you that, you were such an inspiration to me. And I remember you got all teary-eyed and I was like, oh, God. But, it's so true, because as I said, I stood out there and I was like, the only reason we're here is because Lynn brought us together, and she made it so that we wanted to be together and we felt loved. We felt like we were all vibing and we felt empowered to bring our friends and that type of thing. So I just want to thank you so much for blessing us all over the summer. And I can't wait to see what else you have in store for us.
Thank you. And I got teary eyed because those words just keep me going every week. Because it is it's hard labor. It's like physical labor, and just staying working my day job, staying up all night, coming up with ideas. So those words just help me keep going. So thank you for sharing that.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much. Love you, girl.